Here's what you need to know before you dive into A3. First, we'll focus on how to convert fractions into decimals. So let's look at the three ways we could solve this. The first and the easiest is you can just type in 2/5 onto your calculator and hit enter, and it'll give you the decimal answer. And this is fine if you're in a hurry, but it's good to practice the other methods to help your understanding. My personal favorite way to change a fraction into a decimal is to look at the denominator and to ask myself, what could I multiply it by to make either 10 or 100? In this case, 5 times 2 can make 10, so I just do the same to the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4. That gives me 4/10, which is the same as 0.4. The last method, which acts as a good failsafe, is to just divide the numerator by the denominator. So in this case, 2 divided by 5. How many times does 5 go into 2? Well, 0. Add our decimal point and add our 0. Now how many times does 5 go into 20? Well, it does 4 times. And 4 times 5 is 20, so we have no remainder, which means we're done. Next, when I see 50 in the denominator, I know if I multiply by 2, I can make an easy 100. So 9 times 2 gives me 18 hundredths, which is the same as 0.18. Just like the last one, we have 50 in the denominator, so times 2 will give me 100, and 37 times 2 is 74. 74 hundredths is the same as 0.74. Next, we have 9 and 71 hundredths, which is the same as 9.71 since the 1 is already in the hundredths place. Next, we have -1/3 as a decimal. You could either enter that in your calculator, or you could divide -1 divided by 3, and either way you'll get -0.3 repeating. That little line above the 3 just implies that the number repeats forever. Next, we have to convert 3 and 1/9 into a decimal. If you want to solve this on your calculator, you can start by entering the fraction, so 1/9 should give us 0.1 repeating, and then we add the whole number afterward, which gives us 3.1 repeating. Next, we have -10 and 1/3. And if you remember that 1/3 is the same as 0.3 repeating, we just have to add the -10 to it, which gives us -10.3 repeating. Now, when it's time to convert decimals into fractions, it helps a ton to memorize all of your unit fractions, so I'll keep those below. And if you're ever stuck or unsure, you can always enter each one of the answers into your calculator and see which one lines up with the decimal in the question. But in this case, you can see that 0.6 repeating is just twice as big as 0.3 repeating. So this must be -2/3. In this question, we have to convert to a mixed number, which is actually pretty easy. First, you just have to write the whole number, which in this case is -6. And since our decimal is 95 hundredths, we just write 95 over 100. Now, if you're ever unsure how to tell if something is in the tenths place or the hundredths place, just count how many digits are after the decimal point. If there's only 1 digit, it's the tenths place. And if there's 2, it's the hundredths place. Now we have to change 2.5 repeating to a fraction. I'm going to ignore the 2 and focus on the 0.5 repeating. And if you look at your unit fractions, you can notice that it looks a lot like 0.1 repeating, which is 1/9, but it's 5 times larger, which means that as a fraction, 0.5 repeating must be 5/9. So together that's 2 and 5/9. Next is -6.4 repeating, and just like the last one, 0.4 repeating is just 4 times more than what 1/9 is. So this must be -6 and 4/9. Next, we have to write 4.25 as a mixed number, and since this doesn't have to be in its simplest form, it's pretty straightforward and easy. We're going to write 4 as the whole number, and since 0.25 is in the hundredths place, since there's 2 digits, that means it's 25 hundredths. So altogether, that's 4 and 25 hundredths. When you go to type your answer in, you could just leave a space between the whole number and the fraction. Next, we have 0.15. And since there's 2 digits after the decimal place, that's how we know it's in the hundredths place. So we can just write 15 hundredths. Next, we have 8.1. And since there's only 1 digit after the decimal place, it's in the tenths place. So we can write 8 and 1/10. Next, we have a question that's just like the last one, except it's 8.5. So once again, since there's only 1 digit after the decimal place, it's in the tenths place. So we have 8 and 5/10. Next, this one has 2 digits after the decimal place, so it's in the hundredths place. So altogether we have -7 and 94 hundredths. That's all I've got for this lesson, but if you want to see more videos just like this, you should check out the Algebra 1 IXL playlist right here. This is Mr. Leo with Epic Math. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.